In Norse mythology, Ymir was the primordial being, from whom all living things are said to be descended. He is also known as the founder of the race of frost giants and the maternal grandfather of Odin. In the creation accounts preserved in Norse texts, Odin and his brother slay Ymir, dismember him and utilize his body parts to fashion the cosmos. This mythic view of creation reflects an almost universal human fascination with cosmic origins, revealing surprising underlying similarities in different cultural cosmologies. For example, the Norse tale about Ymir parallels Hinduism's own myth of cosmic origins, where Purusha, who was also sacrificed and dismembered to create the cosmos. From the descriptions of Ymir, we understand that he was a primordial god worshipped by the nomadic primeval humans who had no dreams of conquest, cultivation or wealth, but basic survival. As those lands were icy cold, with limited food. The most basic account of the earliest days in cosmic history can be found in the Völuspá, which seems to imply that Ymir was simply an element of the cosmos that predated the created order. Of old was the age when Ymir lived. See nor cool waves, nor sun there were. Earth had not been, nor heaven above. But a yawning gap, and grass nowhere. The primordial frost giant Ymir fed from primeval cow, or Humler, and over the course of 3 days she licked away the salty rime rocks and revealed Beri, grandfather of Odin, Vili and Vi. Through these myths, a memory of how the men of Ice Age started consuming and digesting cow milk as a food source is revealed. Scientists have ample evidence that humans began drinking raw milk from animals at least 10,000 years ago. The evidence for the early use of animal milk is found in ancient clay pottery vessels, dental remains of Neolithic humans, and bone analysis of animal remains. Ancient baby bottles provide evidence that milk from animals was used to feed human infants at least 8,000 years ago. John Lindo says that cows appear commonly in creation narratives around the world, yet what is most striking about Ordumler is that she unites the two warring groups. By nourishing Ymir, ancestor of all the giants, and bringing into the light, Beri, progenitor of the Aesir. The story talks how the primordial cow licked away the ice, which can be interpreted as the ending of the Ice Age. And the birth of a race of pre-Neolithic men, who created a new order from the body of Ymir. They represented the Aesir race. Tvilpetra notes that this flood of vital fluids from the injured giant is the only instance of a deluge tale in the Norse corpus. This strongly supports the catastrophic flood that is mentioned in all mythologies around the world, that occurred roughly 11,600 years ago. When the gods felt strong enough, they killed Ymir. His blood flooded the world and drowned all of the Jotun, except 2. But Jotnar grew again in numbers, and soon there were as many as before Ymir's death. Within this framework, Norse cosmology postulates 3 separate clans of deities: the Aesir, the Varni, and the Jotun. We have discussed about Jotun, the gods of the primeval Ice Age humans. Aesir gods represented war and conquest, and finally Varni represented exploration, fertility, and wealth. The term Varni likely derives from the Proto-Indo-European root wen, which is related etymologically to words in other languages meaning pleasure or desire. We can see the spiritual, mental, and physical evolution of man in these stories. The primal nomadic hunters, into men who started to settle down, wage wars to conquer more lands, and finally, into men, who turned into city dwellers.